Hey guys, hope everyone is well. So, I am back. It's been 2 weeks since I've made any content, so Twitch streams or YouTube videos and stuff like that. Mainly because we've been keeping things under the radar a little bit. So with the big CVC that happened last week, so yeah, it was nearly a week ago, there was a lot of prepping and a lot of stuff we're trying to keep secret. So apologies for hardly any Twitch streams, but I really didn't want to sort of like show what we had prepped. So now that's all over with, I can sort of get back to my normal content creation. Start that off with, I thought it'd be interesting to make a weekly series about my arena plat push. For anyone who's like new to the channel or new to my streams, I've been playing this game for a little bit over a year and a half. So not too long in the grand scheme of things. But plat pushing is something which is still fairly new to me. I've been doing it for like the last 3 months, ever since I've joined ET. So it's not... I'm not 100% confident with it. So what this series is going to do is sort of break down my thought process, also allow me to reflect back on the plat push and just see whether there's anything I could have done better, think about what I could have done to speed things up, that sort of thing. So without talking for too long, because it is quite a long video, let's just jump into the plat push. Okay guys, so a little bit of a disclaimer before we get into this. If I skip along a little bit further into here, you can see ranking period ends in 21 minutes. I overslept, slept through my alarms, and consequently, when I woke up, when I got to my computer, when I logged into a game, when I started doing, setting up my defense and all that sort of stuff, we had 21 minutes, 21 seconds left to go, which wasn't ideal. It definitely put me under a little bit of pressure, but luckily the night before I pushed all the way up to top plat, so overnight I was only just kicked out of plat by the time I woke up, so I was really close to plat anyway, so it wasn't the end of the world. But it's definitely something which I need to get better at doing, is waking up a little bit sooner and sort of logging in and getting my defense all sorted without stressing as much. But if we play this out, as you can see, we're only 7 points away from plat at this point. And at that point, I nearly fought rats because I saw that defense and I was like, oh shit, it's a defense I can take on, but it was rats. So this first one, you'll be noticing a theme here. So when I plat push, the teams I target are solely like the hegemon defenses, mainly being because speed wise, my Sifi, I can't guarantee that I'll win every fight, whilst hegemon teams, I probably will win around about 95% of them. So that one there, I can't say his name, but the reason why I picked it is the only threat on that team was Zoruahh. So as soon as that hegemon hit my Morley and gave us a turn meter boost, I knew I could cut in and take out that Zoruahh. You'll see the same sort of thing happening throughout the video. Let's carry on playing. Same concept here. So this one, want to get rid of a revive. I was hoping Morley will land a provoke on the Warlord, which he does. So my main target here is to get rid of this Duchess. And then for Warlord, so I select the Warlord. And then the last threat is the Candy. So Candy's down and Hegemon's down. So 22 seconds on average for these sort of fights. So this is why I look for these. We're still not in plat yet. Let's keep pushing. So I look through this refresh, don't see any more hegemon teams. I keep looking at rats thinking that team looks tasty, but I don't fight him. Once again, main threat on this team is Warlord. I notice that Warlord gets provoked, so I target the Arbiter, then I target Warlord. And then, like I say, last threat is Tranda, and then Hegemon down. 17 seconds, job done. Next fight, I think I see, yep, I see a speed team here, which I'm like, okay, Lydia Torman, not an issue. They got no one who can really cut in after their turn meter booster, so unless that Torman was really fast, which he wasn't, he was just in swift parry. I thought this one was worth a push. And 18 seconds, so a little bit slower than the Hegemon teams. I think this is one of the offenses I lost against this dude. So this would be interesting sort of breakdown. So if we pause it here, so turn meter wise, my Sifi got locked out. So Sifi's got around about 500 resist. So that's a quite high AC Hedgie. But like I say, Morley and Kaima are both in immunity. But as you can see, Sifi gets locked out, which I think causes us to lose this. Because all she can do is A1. And looking back, let's see how this runs out. I can't quite remember. So we A1 the Arbiter. The Hedgie goes again, which fucks us. And then we get blown up, basically. It happens, you know, you can't win them all. But I sort of remembered his name and thought, you know, if I see him again, I'm not going to fight him. Looking through this, just like what teams would be easy to sort of like win. I don't really want to go into a long fight at this stage. So I sort of hit the refresh button. So I'm looking for Hegemon defenses with like 1 threat. So this one I see has got the Leoris and I'm sort of hovering over it. And here I'm just thinking, you know, is this gonna take me a while? So +4 Candrathon, Hegemon, Duchess, Necrat. And I think I decide to fight that guy later on down the line. I decided to go back to the Leoris team. Once again, Leoris is the main threat. So I make sure I target him, get rid of him. And then at this point, I'm hoping Morley to land provokes, which she does. And then I can sort of just clear up the rest, really. So this is one of the reasons why if you're using like a Hedgie defense, you want to make sure your revivers have got some sort of resistance, because else people running like the Morley cheese will just have accuracy, and it's so easy. It's so easy. At this point, I'm just sort of like checking my defense, seeing if anyone's fought it yet. No one has. See this team, and I think I'm like 99% sure I'm faster. So I go for it. We actually need to speed tune our Warlord. That's something interesting. But this is pretty straightforward sort of fight, this one. But as you can see, even with my normal speed offense, it's only about 3 seconds faster than my Hegemon one. Once again, just flicking through, checking how my defense is doing all the time. I decided to take on this speed team as well because I'm pretty sure I was faster than a guy. This is one of the things where if you play in plat all the time, you sort of can just remember who you're faster than and that side of things. This is the first Stoneskin. I think this is the only Stoneskin I came across. So if we pause back this, where's my cursor? There it is. So this guy was using Stoneskin Trunda, which is interesting. You got a 50% chance of stripping the buff. If you don't strip the buff, then you know you're probably... I wasn't running a Warlord here, so she would have had her A3 up, which would have probably taken out my team if reaction didn't proc on Sifi. So we kind of got a little bit lucky with the RNG in this one, but it's kind of, I think Stoneskin on offensive champions is good for offense, but for defense, it's kind of, it's too much RNG. I'd rather like build a champ up with good enough stats like a Duchess or a Warlord or something like that in Stoneskin, just to be annoying rather than stand a chance of nuking and killing the other team. But as you can see, my Kaima just had no problem with taking off a Stoneskin. And it's pretty straightforward. Take out the Reviver, take out the Hedgie, and then it's just a Trunda who's provoked and a Kaima who's provoked left to deal with. So Rotus will just bulldoze these two out of the way. I think at this point I'm just double checking. At this stage, 15 minutes left. I don't really want to push too far up into plat. Reason being, you'll see later on, we get into the top 100 because our defense wins a couple, spoiler alert. And you just get bulldozed. So unless you're running some of the champs which are problem champs, like the sort of like Hegemons, Necrats, Usurgers, all that sort of stuff, then the chances are pretty high that you're going to get fought in top 100. So let's just watch this one back again. So who was this? Who had the Stoneskin Warlord? I missed his name again. Okay, Fakum. So he's running a Stoneskin Warlord. The counter to Stoneskin Warlord is either run double debuff strip or just run a Warlord. So it wasn't a high enough resist Warlord to cause my Warlord enough issues. So as soon as he's, his skills are put to sleep, he's pretty pointless. Like Warlord, after he loses that ability, all he can do is basically heal and shield your champions and decrease turn meter of one of your champions. So it's not really too much of an issue. As you can see here, we didn't strip, but all he could do was A1, and then we just mop up the rest with Soulless. I did keep an eye out for this dude just to see if we can fight him some more, but I don't think I saw him again. I think this is probably one of the mistakes I made. So this team caused me a bit of issues. So I run a 700 AC Kaimar, and my Warlord has to be speed tuned for my Sifi. So he's fast, but he hasn't got 700 accuracy, which once again, these sort of resist comps out there, they're running such high resist where you need a lot of AC to deal with. And at this point, I'm like, okay, this is going to go on for like a minute or two. We're quite high up in plat, so I think at this stage we're about nearly in the top 100. So I was like, okay, let's just watch this play through. Worst case scenario is our defense loses a couple of fights and we're put back at rank 200 or something, which isn't the worst situation to be in with 15 minutes left. So I thought, okay, we're going to win this eventually, unless Mountain King demolishes my Sifi. But like a high resist Cardial and Duchess are just fucking annoying. Really annoying. So we're at 1 minute 20 into this fight. Fair play to this guy for defense. It's good defense. Like not taking anything back from the guy, but it's just I needed more accuracy on my Warlord really to cut out that Cardial. As you can see, we won 1 minute 43. I check on where we are in the leaderboard, so I saw we're ranked 96. So I think I put the brakes on a little bit because I saw, okay, no one's fighting my defense. We're ranked 75. Don't really want to push that hard at this stage because with the defense that like I've got, it's like gold dust in the top 100. People see it and they just attack it like mad. So at this point, I was kind of just waiting it out for me to drop down a few ranks to fight some more. So let's skip forward a little bit. So still waiting. I thought I'd just see who's online from the other clans. So I could see quite a lot of people in ET1 are online. Just checking on the mad dudes. Make sure they're online. But just basically having a browse. 11 minutes left now. I can't remember, so we're still 75. I can see, okay, we're starting to get fought on our defense, so let's do an offensive fight. But we've got 10 minutes left, and we're 10 minutes in the top 100, and this is not where you want to be. This is really not where you want to be. So I'm sort of just eyeing up my future fights, so the people I'm going to fight next, and just thinking, oh god, what have I done? Why did I push this high this early? I see this Rats on Moto, and I'm thinking this is a team which I can deal with pretty comfortably, so I fight him. Once again, the only threat in this team are for revivers. They're going to make it go on for too long. So get rid of a Duchess, then get rid of a Sifi. Because Romantu's provoked, all he's going to do is keep attacking Morley, which is great because it boosts our turn meter. And then when Romantu actually manages to use his skill, he's dead anyway. As you can see now, I check where we are. We're rank 117, which means people are fighting my defense. And at this point, I'm starting to get panicked a little bit because we've got 10 minutes left and people are just starting to fight my defense. So I start panicking. I'm like, should I fight that dude? See Rat on Moto there again. Just fought him, so I fight him again. I know it's an easy fight. And yeah, like I say, it's nice and easy. You know, once his Sifi's down, the threats are gone, and you can just sort of get on with it. Looking back on things, if I A1 Sifi then, because I knew she didn't have Swift Parry, I could have got a chance to get an extra turn, which would have killed the others. But I was really lazy this plat reset. I was tired. I was just crawled out of bed. So I was trying to do all the fights in auto. If I go back to when I checked for top players, you can see rank 63 here. And with 9 minutes 10 seconds left to go, I don't really want to be rank 63. So this is where things get a little bit spicy. So I'm sort of looking through this. I know if I refresh, I'm going to have like the sort of top hitters to fight. But I've got no choice at this stage. So I'm like, okay, which teams can I fight quite comfortably? Don't see any here, so refresh again. I was eyeing up having that +4 Foley team, but I think I fought him outside of reset and I lose that one. Refresh again. Let's just check sort of battle logs at this stage. Just trying to remember names of people I fought and won. But I don't see any. I was keeping an eye out for people like that Rats and Moto, where it's nice easy defense, where it takes a few seconds. But at this point, I notice it's like 8 minutes left, and I'm like, okay, shit, I need to fight people. This one, I straight up lose. Warlord goes first. Once again, panicking does not help. And now I'm like, okay, I'm top 55, so my defense must have just won a fight. But I can't find anyone to fight. It got a little bit spicy. If I skip on a little bit, I notice, okay, my defense has won another time. We freeze it back there. So rank 55, battle log. So defense just beats this offense team, but at the same time, so within 30 seconds, I got fought 3 times and I lost 2 of them. So at this point, I realize I'm going to be dropping ranks. So everyone's starting to fight me, so I need to find fights. So once again, the sort of sleepy Dom cuts in and I'm like, oh shit, okay, I need to just crack on and just... I'm dropping ranks pretty quickly. I'm now 1-2-2. See this team. Once again, I'm just like, which ones to fight? Which ones to fight? This one. Grab my hedgy team. Warlords for threats. Even though Warlord hit his A3 on us, I was still pretty confident with this sort of team comp. They got no damage. I was like, let's let it play through. We'll still win in the long run. But it wasn't ideal. And you can see we're like 30 seconds in here. And as I was mentioning in my defense, I knew, you know, we just had 3 defense attacks and we lost them all. So here, for instance, within that time frame, we've already had 4 more defense attacks and we won 1. So overall, in the last 2 minutes, I would have lost how many like 6 defense fights and 1-2. So I was dropping fast. So let's carry on. Just click to refresh. See a couple here. NZ Loz, whatever his name is. Once again, Leoris is a threat, but I think we got triggered by reaction there. Leoris is insane for defense, by the way, guys. If for that exact reason. You can just fucking flip the tide really quickly. And as you'll see in a minute, we're losing more defenses. So within that time frame, we've taken on how many more defense losses? So we had 1 win, 3 more losses within that time frame. And I'm looking through here. I'm thinking about Snatched, but who did we fight in the end there? This inliner dude. Inliner, I should say. Once again, Warlord's a threat here. Get rid of Warlord, we're all good. I notice he gets provoked, but Rotus would have still targeted Duchess because Duchess had a turn and veiled everyone. Once again, Warlord hit his ability then, but it's too late at this point. We can just kill this Candrathon pretty quickly. This is one of the things I need to work on for next week is my defense, to make it more of a stall defense where people don't want to fight it because it's going to take more than a minute to do. As you can see, now we dropped out of plat and I'm panicking. I'm like, oh shit, everyone's fighting me. We've got 4 minutes left. So I'm just like, okay, let's just find some easy fights. We can pretty much guarantee that at this stage, if our defense is showing now in gold 4 and no one else in the top 100 sees us and fights us, that we should be okay to push into plat and sort of stay in the sort of bottom bracket of plat. But there's a few little mistakes like this team, which cost me again. Once again, just panicking. I was just straight up panicking. I was like, oh shit, we got 3 minutes left now. There's teams like this Rector one where I was like, ah, shit, that looks easy enough, but it could go on for too long, so let's ignore it. This one just looks easy. 2 candies, Lydia, Duchess. You know, there's no real threat here because I've got Warlord, really. I can lock out her revive pretty comfortably. Okay. But as you can see here, we're still 3 points away from getting into plat. So I've got to get the move on. Got to get my move on. Take out the reviver, take out the threat, and then we just got a hegemon and Lysandra to deal with. Yeah, pushes us back in plat. We've got 2 minutes 50 seconds. And looking through my options, don't see any really, which I want to try to get at least 3 fights in. and I don't really want fights to go on for more than a minute. So I see this fight, I'm like, okay, this neck rat is the most annoying out of this lot, so let's try to deal with him. Don't do enough damage on him, so it's quite a good neck rat. So let's get rid of him, and then just let AI do its thing. This Herndig's provoked, and Herndig is not really the best arena champ, so I'm not really too worried about him. And my Rotus just clears up. 35 seconds. We should have, 2 minutes left. Just double checking on my defense log. And last fight was like a minute ago, so we should be all good. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, let's just try to find some fights which can easily enough win to just push us as far up as we can. I see this one with Duchess and Krisk, and I'm like, okay, this should be quick enough as long as this Duchess is easy enough to kill. And I think we do get a little bit unlucky here in a sense that Sifi got locked out and we couldn't speed up the team. But it's an easy enough win, this one. And Rotus weak hit is classic against Candrathons. Classic, an absolute classic. Okay. We've got 1 minute left. I need to find one more fight to do. I see this one. Hegemon, Lydia, Candy, Duchess. Same team as I fought before, basically. I see this Duchess is high resist, so just want to get her gone. And once again, it's just, I know there's a minute left here, so I just want to get this fight done and dusted with. I think it takes me a little bit longer because, if this Candy's left, he's provoked. Don't know if we weak hit with our Rotus or something. Something funny. Oh no, Candy, that's what happens. I left it on AI. I left it on AI. We revived Lydia back. And we're on 40 seconds left. And I'm like, oh shit, as soon as this is done, I've got to click. I've got to click and get back. And we got 7 seconds left. Double checking where we are, top players, and we're round about 215. So, I mean, for key things really to take away from this, I was just checking my defense log, and as you can see, we didn't really get fought after we finished out of plat. So as soon as we got kicked out of plat, we didn't really get fought on our defense. These are all top 100 people. And it's my own fault. I pushed too early. I should have just held back a little bit, stayed in the top 200 and just pushed in the last couple of minutes. But, you live, you learn. I think overall, our defense did okay. It's just a case of I shouldn't really run Leoros in my defense on plat push. He's awesome throughout the week. He keeps me in plats without any issues. But like I say, it's one of those things. And we finished overall 215th. And we got quite a nice chest, a lot of swift parry, voids, shard, 100 gems. But yeah, I mean, the key things out of this whole week was be more confident with my offenses, maybe get a better sort of like buff removal team going. So I was avoiding quite a lot of like the high resist teams because I know my Warlord doesn't have the accuracy to deal with their resistance. So maybe, rejigging one of my offenses to run Kaimar Madame, just to deal with those high resist sort of scenarios. But other than that, I think we did okay. It's one of those things, the biggest mistake was we pushed too early in the top 100 and we kind of got stuck there. It happens, you can't win them all, but hope you guys enjoyed seeing this sort of breakdown of my plat push today. It's been a bit of a long video, but I hope it's useful for some of you and you can kind of see what you're up against during the plat push. If you are new here, can you please leave me a like and maybe subscribe? I do stream on Twitch as well, and they'll be back up and running now. CVC Madness is done with. So Twitch link is in bio. I'll catch you guys next week for the next arena reset. I've got a couple more videos planned for this week, so stay tuned for those, and peace.